Welcome to State of the Sox, presented by the Sports 2.0 Network and DraftKings Sportsbook. Should I do the ad read first, Grant?
Go for it, Tanner. You might as well get it out of the way now.
Get it out of the way. DraftKings Sportsbook is presenting the show today. DraftKings $1,000 deposit match. If you're looking to bet on the MLB playoffs, which there's two teams that are going to the MLB playoffs, Grant, that are pretty big rivals. I don't know if you heard. That game's taking place Tuesday night. If you want to bet on that, you can get a $1,000 deposit match. So if you put in $10, they give you 10. You put in 1,000, they give you 1,000. All right, we're good. DraftKings links in the description below. Breaking news. The wild card runs through Boston, Massachusetts, Fenway Park. The Yankees are coming back here after sweeping us a week ago, and they're coming back to Boston, to Fenway Park, to lose to the Boston Red Sox. Grant, first of all, guys, I mean, all you Yankee fans, you just trolled me on the show. We have a new guest tonight, or a co-host tonight. You're a co-host of this one. You're a host on Between Lines. But this is Grant Mitchell. For you guys that don't know, Grant is the man, and he does not like the Red Sox. He will probably root for the Yankees on Tuesday night. Grant, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I don't know if that's a fair introduction for me. Hi, Gloria. Nice to see you.
Jets, Gloria. How about them Jets?
We'll talk about the Jets more on Parlay Power Hour. We'll stick with the Red Sox. I'm not a Red Sox hater. Tanner just knows that the first baseball team I ever played on was the Gainesville, Virginia Yankees. So they've been my unofficial team. I'm a Washington Nationals fan, number one, and the Yankees, number two. So Tanner's Red Sox kind of fall victim to that.
So first thing I want to say is, Grant, breaking news, the wild card runs through Boston. Second, I post on my Instagram all the trolls, all the YouTube trolls, all their comments. You guys can go check those out. Those are pretty funny. But anyways, Grant, how are you doing today? How are you doing? I'm doing fucking great. I'm doing good.
I'm doing amazing. The Saturday was actually very disappointing from a college football perspective. But today we had, the AL East drama going on. The Blue Jays, they smashed the Orioles, so it was all coming down to, are the Yankees going to lose? Are the Red Sox going to lose? We knew after the third inning the Blue Jays had won, right? So that made it even more interesting to watch. Had football on all day. NBA preseason started today with the Lakers and the Nets, so it's been an amazing day as a sports fan.
First of all, I want to say rest in peace to the Toronto Blue Jays. Rest in peace. You guys were one hell of a team this year. You're going to be very dangerous down the stretch. But that man right there, that's a bad fucking man right there. Rafael Devers is a bad fucking man. All right. Cardinals are winning the NL wild card. No, they're not. I don't care. Tanner, you good? Yes, I'm good, Gloria. We're going with the wild card. We're hosting the wild card. I can't tell you how many Yankee fans, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, a lot of YouTube. I can't tell you how many came to me and said, hey, you don't know shit about baseball. Well, you know what? If you go back and check Baseball Spotlight, TalkingBoston.com, I had a couple articles on there that said the wild card runs through Boston. And you know what, Grant? I never wavered. I always said the wild card was going to run through Boston. And that fucking man right there, he delivered for us tonight.
It was a roller coaster, Tanner. If we look at this season as a whole, the Red Sox were dominating the division. Then they couldn't win a game, and the Rays couldn't lose. And I mean, obviously the Rays ended up winning the division, but then it looked like the Yankees were totally falling out of the wild card. And then it looked like the Red Sox were falling out. And then the Blue Jays were unstoppable. And then they couldn't win a game. I'm just glad we know which two teams are in this wild card now. The Mariners almost made it to game 163. Like, it was a crazy ride. I'm glad we at least know which two teams we're talking about now.
And Jeff Passan all day was like, oh, we want chaos. And he was tweeting out all these like insane circumstances. And shout out to Passan. I had 5 games going. I had the Dodgers, Giants. I said, screw the Mariners. I care less about them. But I had Dodgers, Giants. I had Yankees. I had Blue Jays. And I had the Red Sox on the TV. And I'm getting Passan. He's like, oh, we want chaos. No, we don't. We don't want any chaos. We want game 163 as the American League wild card. We don't need a game. We don't, like, everyone wanted this 4-way tiebreaker today. I was like, no, we don't need that. What now, Grant, as a non-Red Sox fan, were you looking for that or no?
Oh, yeah, of course. All the drama, all the theater you can possibly, gather up. What I thought was interesting was that the Yankees said in the event that there was, a multi-way tiebreaker, they preferred to play the Red Sox over the Blue Jays. And, I mean, Tanner, we both talk about how high the Blue Jays ceiling is, but we also know how low their floor is. So did that insult you at all?
Not really, because, I mean, you come in here, you sweep us last week, and then you go to the Blue Jays. And Blue Jays gave you a fight. I know you took 2 or 3 from them, but they gave you a fight. When we look at that, though, all you just gave us is freaking bulletin board material for the next 2 days until first pitch on Tuesday night at 8 o'clock in the American League wildcard game. You gave us bulletin board material. So I'm sorry, Yankee fans. All these Yankee fans, this is, how Yankee fans do it? They like, we're good. We'll beat you at Fenway. I'd rather beat you at Fenway. No. What makes you think you're going to win this game? The Red Sox aren't supposed to win this game. That makes us the most dangerous team in the world. We got Nathan Eovaldi going. Garrett Cole going for the Red Sox. I'm imagining Garrett Cole's going Tuesday night. You know what? Garrett Cole sucks. His stats are not good since Spider Tack came out. I read the article that Nick Tobin, one of our guys, posted the other day. His stats are not good, Grant.
Tanner, while we're talking about pitchers here, obviously we both imagine Garrett Cole is going to be going. I want to get your take on what you're expecting, because I'm sure you paid attention to this, but to everyone else out there, I don't really know if anyone clocked onto this, but everybody other than Chris Sale pitched 1 inning today, and Chris Sale pitched 2 innings. So Chris Sale pitched, Garrett Richards pitched, Rodriguez, Pivetta, they all pitched. How does that make you feel, knowing you've got a small turnaround?
Oh, we're in great shape. Pitching wise. If we had to go game 163, we'd be in rough shape. We're in great shape. We got Eovaldi will go. Sale can go. We're in great shape game 1. Nathan Eovaldi's going to go, obviously. The bullpen's been beat up. The bullpen's been used so much this year. I don't know how they're still going. But as far as a starting rotation, if we can get past Tuesday, and I'm not even talking about that because we're not talking about Tuesday. We got to take care of the job at hand. If we can get past Tuesday, then you got Pivetta, Sale, and Eduardo Rodriguez ready to go. So, you're in good shape there. I'm just happy we're hosting the game. I'm just happy. Like, I never thought, I didn't think going the weekend, I didn't think we were going to host the game. I'm not going to sit here and say I was like, oh my God, we're going. Like, I got tickets for New York. I got tickets in Boston. I was hedging bets, because we're going to go somewhere. Gloria, Will's not on the show. Gloria, Will's not on the show. Gloria, Will might be making a full-time return to Parlay Power Hour, though. But that man right there is a god, by the way. Grant, can you read his stats for today?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Will. I thought you were saying that Will was a god.
No, I could give a shit about Will right now. Rafael Devers, read his stats.
Yeah, so Rafael Devers, when the team needed him most, when the team needed somebody, we know who the stars are, or at least the main figures on this Red Sox team are. But it's not like you've got a Vladdy. You don't have one player where every single time you need him to come through, he steps up. But Rafael Devers made today his day. He was sensational. He had 5 at-bats, and in those 5 at-bats, he scored 3 times. He had 4 hits. He had 4 RBIs, 2 home runs, including the go-ahead. Like, it was just – Tanner, that's a career-defining game. That's what that is.
Well, he's put the team on his back this whole year. And when he swings and misses, like, the dude takes hacks. Like, I don't know how his body doesn't hurt after he swings and misses the baseball. Because before he hit the home run, if I'm getting the at-bat right, he swung and missed. And, it was that bad. He, almost swung out of his shoes. And he just recovers, and he gets back out there and hits a freaking piss missile to center field. And it just got me feeling some type of way, G-Money. But anyways, let's recap this game a little bit. Then we can talk about the NL wild card, even though it's the state of the Sox. Gloria, that's why you're the best. Sorry, I'm driving out of town. We appreciate you, Gloria. When I look at the game today, started out very rough, obviously. It was not good. Chris Sale went, I think, 2.2 innings.
2.1.
2.1, just not good. He had a walk. He walked the bases loaded on 4 straight pitches. That's embarrassing. That's something you just don't see out of Chris Sale. I respect the move from Cora going to the bullpen right there. Bringing in Saka. Who did he bring in? He brought in. Who did he bring in? He brought in Sawamura. So he brings in Sawamura, gets a double play ball to get out of the inning. That was unreal. And then we just battled our ass off all day. And the offense started to click. But I kind of knew, I was worried. Don't get me wrong. I was sitting in bed, I'm like, all right, I'm thinking about what's my travel going to be like this week? I'm going to have game 163 in Boston. Then I'm going to have to go to New York on Tuesday. I was just thinking, all right, what's travel looking like? And then we tied the game, Grant. And then I'm like, all right, guess where I'm going Tuesday night? Freaking Fenway Park.
Yeah, but Tanner, you know what's good about, I know you did just get swept by the Yankees, but you are 6-4 versus the Yankees at home this season. And obviously, 3 of those 4 just came last week. So on the one hand, the Yankees might have that recent advantage, but the Red Sox have been solid there over the course of the whole season.
Yeah, you look at this game on Tuesday night, and I imagine the Yankees are going to be favored. I can't imagine Boston's favored in the game. But nobody expects the Boston Red Sox to win this game. That's what it comes down to. Nobody, and we don't look good. We didn't look good till the end of the game today with the hitting. Offensively, we have looked. It's amazing. It's amazing we swept Washington. I'm gonna be honest, because there were multiple times in the series, every game, Grant, they loaded the bases and they did not capitalize. I guess you could say they capitalized today. They got 2 runs, I think, with bases loaded. But we gave them the bases loaded multiple times, and including Juan Soto was up with the bases loaded, I believe, once or twice in the series, and they didn't do anything. And we didn't really hit the ball that well. We won close games, and that's kind of scary against the Yankees. But it's a 1-game playoff, and anything can happen in baseball, just like we saw today. Just like we saw today, Grant. Now, I'm talking all here. I'm just sitting here. I'm like a crazy Red Sox fan talking. What are your thoughts for Tuesday night's game?
My thoughts, honestly, unfortunately, we know that what we're going to get from the Red Sox, and that's that we don't know what we're going to get. What I'm more interested in is the Yankees. And I know they played the Rays today. Rays are 162. They're a really good team. But the Yankees got 4 hits today. They scored 1 run right at the end of the game. That's where I think 3 of their hits came in that last inning, if I'm not mistaken. And they were going against Michael Wacha for the Rays, who he's over a 5 ERA this year. So this was not a convincing season closing game 163 avoiding game that the Yankees had today. And it could be that they had their sights set ahead on the Red Sox. Clearly, it's been their intention. They want to play them since they said, yeah, we'd rather play them than the Blue Jays. Or maybe they found something today, or they found something last week, and they just don't have it this week now that that's over. Really, we don't know what we're going to get for either one of these teams, and so I think that makes this game extremely hard to predict because we both know that it could go either way.
Yeah, I mean, the Yankees didn't look good today, but I give the Yankees credit. I mean, they gave up 12 runs yesterday. They come back, they shut out the Rays. The Aaron Judge little, softy ground ball that should have been probably caught by the pitcher. I mean, that's whatever. It's just they didn't win in convincing fashion by any means. I think this game is going to be one for the ages. And I was listening to the ESPN broadcast. It might have been Baseball at Night, or it might have been, I think it was MLB Network Radio. But they were talking about all the potential matchups, and they're saying Yankees, Red Sox, Yankees, Mariners, Yankees, Blue Jays, Red Sox, Blue Jays, Red Sox, Mariners. They're like, what do you want to see? And they're going around, and nobody said Yankees, Red Sox. They're like, oh, we've seen it. It's been saturated by the national market too much this year. I'm like, and I know I'm a Red Sox fan, but what are you talking about? How do you not want to see this game? How do you not want to see Yankees, Red Sox at Fenway Park when nobody knows what's going to happen? Both these teams are streaky as hell. It wouldn't surprise me if the team that won this game goes on a run and actually beats the Tampa Bay Rays, because they're both streaky as hell.
Yeah, it's 100% possible. If I were to try to defend that point about not wanting to see it, I would say that, well, who's the most interesting player on all those teams you mentioned? It's probably Vladdy. That's the guy you want to watch more than anybody, if you can only see one person, right? So I can get the case for the Blue Jays. I can't get the case for the Mariners. I mean, they're in a smaller market. I mean, Seattle's a big city, but we know the Pacific Northwest gets no love on national TV. Really, the only thing going for them was they had the story about not making the playoffs, and they still haven't made it. But if you're a fan of baseball in general, it's like Thanksgiving Day. The Cowboys are going to be playing the Lions, or maybe it's late in the season. You're watching the Bears play the Packers. There are certain games that you want to see. So if you're a fan of baseball, I don't think anybody's going to be complaining about seeing the Red Sox play the Yankees.
Yeah. So, you know what, tonight I just wanted to get on here and talk a little bit let's talk about the National League. In the coming days, like Parlay Power Hour, we can really start breaking this game down a little more. I just want to celebrate tonight, honestly. I was heard that on the Nesson broadcast. We're like, all right, we'll break down this pitching matchup tomorrow. We'll break down the batting matchup tomorrow, whatever. I just want to celebrate tonight, Grant. So I'm good. I'm so freaking happy right now. Let's move on. Let's talk about the National League a little bit. I know this is State of the Sox, but we figured the Red Sox branding would attract the Yankee fans to the comment section, because that's what always happens. They love coming to chirp me. And Grant now. Grant's. First of all, Grant, who are you picking?
Who am I picking?
Yeah, who are you picking right off the top? You can change your answer by Tuesday.
Okay, I might have to come back to changing my answer. I would have to take the Yankees.
Good choice. I respect it, but you know what? It's not going to work out. All right, Cardinals, Dodgers. When I look at this game,
Dodgers.
Yeah, I mean, like it's no. Hey, let me throw Colton's comment up here. Look, we love the underdog story. Okay, everyone loves the underdog story in sports. It's romantic, right? And even like today, the Boston Red Sox were the underdog to getting into the American League wild card and hosting the wild card. But we all love the underdog story. It gets us feeling some type of way, right? The Cardinals are the underdog. The Cardinals are David, and the Dodgers are Goliath. But you know what's going to happen, Grant, when David goes to play Goliath at Dodger Stadium? You know what's going to happen?
What's going to happen, Tanner?
Walker Buehler, Max Scherzer. Well, Buehler pitched today, but Walker Buehler, Max Scherzer, Clayton Kershaw is hurt, Tony Gonsolin, Julio Urias, a slew of phenomenal arms is going to come at the St. Louis Cardinals. And believe me, I wouldn't mind seeing the Cardinals win this game. I'm going to be honest, because if I'll root for the Cardinals in the National League. I will, because everyone wants that. Everyone loves the underdog story. We love the Jets winning today, even though it messed with so many people's parlays. But realistically, Cardinals fans, I think outside of St. Louis, nobody thinks you're going to win this game. But I will say it's one game. The Yankees probably beat the Red Sox the majority of, if you play them 10 times at this point in the season, the Yankees probably take the majority of them. But it's one game, G-Money. One game.
Yeah, it is one game, and that's pretty terrifying. But you know, if we are just gonna look at these rosters, right? Think about all the talent. Well, we won't even look at the Dodgers roster yet. Let's look at the Cardinals. We've got Waino. Waino is not better than Walker Buehler or Max Scherzer, but whatever. He's having an incredible year. So let's just push that to the side, right? Look at that Cardinals roster. You've got Nolan Arenado. That's the big dog. But then the rest of the guys up there, you've got Paul Goldschmidt, Dylan Carlson, Tyler O'Neill, Tommy Edman, right? So that's the Cardinals roster. Those are the guys who have been there for most of the season. Look at what they have to face on the Dodgers side of the ball. I mean, it's so daunting. Like David and Goliath is one of the most overused analogies in sports, even though this is exactly what that is. But it still doesn't do it justice. I mean, the guys that the Dodgers have, it's just unfair. It's a team you assemble in a franchise mode when you're loading up the PlayStation and you're 10 years old and you're sick of losing. So you manually change the rosters around to give you the best team. It's unfair. It's one-sided. And I love that the Cardinals are in that position because based on how teams have been playing to close out the season, I think they have a better chance than any other team of taking down the Dodgers. But there's still no way in hell that they should be considered, anywhere near favorites. Like they are massive underdogs, regardless of how hot they've been lately.
Now, I'm a romantic guy, Grant, if you couldn't believe that. I'm a very romantic guy. So when I'm going to challenge you, throw a little narrative into this. What happens if I'm Adam Wainwright and I'm on the mound at Dodger Stadium? I'm looking around and I'm like, I should not even be here right now. I'm 40 years old. I should not be pitching in this game right now with this team around me. And I'm here and I'm pitching to Yadier Molina, probably one of the greatest catchers who's ever done. He's got one more year left. And I'm pitching to I'm here. Like I'm in this moment right now. And I have a chance to shut down the best team in baseball. This is like the 1980 US versus Russia hockey game. That's how literally big a gaping hole this is. Like if the Dodgers lost this game or the Cardinals beat them, this could be made into a Disney movie. Definitely a 30 for 30. Definitely a 30 for 30.
Definitely a 30 for 30. I mean, you've got 3 positional MVPs, 4 if you include Kershaw. Scherzer, is an MVP caliber person. He's won Cy Young. So no chance would you say the Cardinals should win this game. I mean, like I said, I think they have a better chance than any other National League, maybe even division winner other than the Giants, to be completely honest. The Brewers have not been great lately. I don't think it's fair to say that, anyone in the NL East is better than the Cardinals. So yeah. I think they have a very good chance, or a much better chance than any team in the National League besides the Giants from taking down the Dodgers. But there's no way that I can pick them to do that.
Bold statement here. If the Cardinals win this game, and again, we're going to talk about this more in the coming days. If the Cardinals win this game, they win the pennant.
So if the Cardinals win this game, then they would go on to play the Giants.
5 games. Giants don't. They can beat the Giants in a 5-game. You can't beat the Dodgers in a 5-game series. You have a better chance of beating the Dodgers in one game because anything can happen in one game. With the Giants, you have a better chance of beating them, I think, over 5 games, just because you can beat them up a little bit more. And then they would play the Brew Crew or the Braves. And I think they could beat both those teams, honestly. I mean, they swept the Brew Crew. Just like I don't know, Grant. Just, I don't know. Gloria, I am romantic. Gloria, why do you say that? You think I'm intense or something?
See, here's the thing about the Cardinals' path, right? The
Yeah.
longer they survive, the stronger they get. Because if you beat the Dodgers in the best of one, you're thinking, all right, we can do anything. If you take out the Giants in that next round and you've only got the Brewers or the Braves in front of you, that's lunch money. You're going to the World Series. And once you're there, now you're on top of the world. You are this close to pulling off that Cinderella story. You're this close to writing that the last episode of that 30 for 30, right? So
yeah.
But again, it's a really tough start, and I agree that it's much easier to beat the Dodgers in a best of one, but I can't pick it to happen, unfortunately. And one thing, Tanner, I mean, can we talk about this real quick? They're playing the Dodgers in the wild card because the Giants held them off all year.
Yeah, props to the Giants. Kudos to the Giants. Shout out to the Giants. Nobody expected you to do it. I didn't. I even thought today, I'm like, it's just a fitting ending. Like, the Dodgers are going to win today. The Giants are going to lose. And there's going to be a 1-game playoff to see who wins the National League West. I thought it was going to happen. But I give the Giants a lot of credit. I wrote an article before the season started. I said, who's going to win, the Padres or the Dodgers? I was wrong. I will say it right now. I was wrong. Go Giants.
Yeah, incredible season from the Giants.
That's a 30.
I really want to see them, like, as a neutral, as a total neutral. Like I said, I'm a Nationals fan. We're not in the playoffs. So as a neutral to everything, I want to see the Giants win the World Series because I feel like they were massive overachievers this season. I love that they got Chris Bryant at that deadline, and I want to see them win.
You know what we're going to get in the World Series, Grant?
What do you think? Are you making your prediction right now?
No, I'm not making my prediction. Just what I'm feeling.
What are you feeling?
I think Dodgers Astros.
I mean, we've been saying that since we started Parlay Power Hour 3 or 4 months ago, and honestly, it's still probably the safe bet.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, the Red Sox and Yankees are so streaky. I think whoever wins the Red Sox Yankees game gives the Rays a fight. Just because you're coming off that one game. The Rays can be beat. You just got to play perfect. That's the thing about baseball. Anyone can win. This is so exciting. We have no clue what's going to, like, football. All right. Besides freaking Zach Wilson today coming in and beating the Tennessee Titans in New York. Like that, football and baseball are two different things. You take the number 1 team versus the number 32 team. That number 1 team's going to beat them every time, almost every time, right? You take baseball, you don't know. All bets
Orioles beat the Red Sox in 2 out of 3.
Damn right, and we needed those wins. But you know what? See that man right there? See that man? He delivered for us today.
I will say I feel fairly confident. If I were to predict one side of the bracket, I feel much more confident in the American League. I think we're going to see the Astros versus the Rays. Winner goes to the World Series.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. So the Astros are going to get the Central. So they're going to get the White Sox. I don't think much of the White Sox. I really don't. The Red Sox have a better record than the White Sox, and they had a tougher schedule. Don't think much of that. Everyone's all afraid of the White Sox. Boo freaking who? I'm not afraid of them at all.
I think you have to be afraid of the White Sox if you're in a close game at the end. But other than that, I mean, you've got 7 innings to play with, basically.
Yeah, you can't go into the 8th and 9th and then face Kimbrel and Hendricks. Like, you're going to lose if that's the case, most likely. But if you can score early, I think you're going to be okay. But yeah, Grant, I mean, we're going to be breaking this down a little more the coming days on PPH mornings, 10 a.m. But I'm so happy right now, Grant. Are you happy for me?
I am happy for you because I know what it would have been like if the Red Sox didn't make it. We would be talking about the Blue Jays playing the Yankees or the Mariners or whoever, and you would just be sitting there going, if the freaking Red Sox had made it, then they could beat this team. The fact the Red Sox didn't make it, you just got to blow the team up at this point. Like, I'm glad we don't have to talk about any of that. I'm glad they're in it. I'm glad it's in Fenway. I think that gives them a major advantage, which I want them to have because I think that gives them the best chance of beating the Yankees. Because right now on a level playing field, I think the Yankees are better. So I want to see an even matchup, and I think we're going to get that.
Grant, I'm going to say it right now. The Yankees have a better baseball team than the Boston Red Sox. They have a better. I don't think you could ask every single Red Sox fan at Fenway Park on Tuesday night who's a better team. The New York Yankees are a better team. But you know what, Grant?
Give us COVID, Tanner.
Give the whole team COVID. Give them all COVID. We're still here. We're in the wild card. Give us all COVID. Let us go on a massive losing streak. Still here, Grant. Still here. Hell, what other adversity? Throw more adversity at us. Still.
The fact the Red Sox.
That's a bad man right there. It's a bad fucking man.
The fact the Red Sox were winning the division, then they were in fourth, and then they pretty much finished the last 2 months of the season either a game in or a game out of the wild card. It's a crazy ride. I'm glad they're in.
Grant, this team was a projected 3rd to 4th place team.
They were in 4th not too long ago.
And you know where they're at Tuesday night, Grant?
They're at home.
At home. Finally, the Red Sox have come home to Fenway Park to play the New York Yankees on Tuesday night. American League wildcard game. How do you not love sports? I want to talk about this for a minute. How do you not love sports? I don't care if you're a boy, a girl, a kid, a dog, a cat. I don't give a shit. How do you not love sports, Grant? The Boston Red Sox, the whole team gets COVID-19. Then Hunter Renfroe tells the league that, tells the media that the league didn't want to test us anymore. Okay, now we got this little narrative creeping through Boston. And then everyone says we suck. And then we lose 2 or 3 of the Baltimore Orioles. And then we might not even make the playoffs. Fangraphs were at 80% to make it. We dropped to 10%, whatever it was. All right, nobody thinks we're going to get in. And then suddenly, the Yankees open the door. They say, hey, Boston Red Sox, why don't you come in? Why don't you host the wild card? And you know what? We got to go to Washington. We play like freaking dog shit all weekend in Washington till the final 2 innings of this game today, and we host the American League wild card. Grant Mitchell, how do you not love sports? How? How is that even possible? When we talk about that, Grant, I'm feeling some type of way right now, G-Money. Tuesday night can't come soon enough. Hide your wives, hide your kids. The Boston Red Sox are rolling to the American League Division Series. That's it.
Tito, I'm not going to lie. You got me ready to run through a brick wall right now. I'm fine. You got me going. That was perfect. That was what is it, Oscars or is it for acting? You deserve an Oscar for that.
It's both. It's Oscars, Emmys, and Golden Globe.
And a Grammy. Give them all of them. A Golden Globe, everything.
There you go. Hey, we will see. We got a comment. Is this Gloria?
Yeah. Maybe she believes you're a romantic now after
How
that.
can you not be romantic about sports betting, G-Money? Run through a freaking brick wall. Yankee fans, we'll see you assholes on Tuesday night. That's what I'm saying to you. We will see you on Tuesday night, baby. Comment, light me up in the comments, gas me up in the comments. Let's go to war Tuesday night. That does it for State of the Sox. G-Money, thanks for joining me. Really appreciate it. Tanner, that was romantic. Gloria, you know what? If the ladies thought it was romantic, I'd be good. I'd be golden, but we got to figure that out. G-Money, you're romantic. Why don't you close out the show?
You want to know my final thought, Tanner?
Yeah.
May the best team win.
Damn right. I'm going to say that to the Yankee fans right now. I know we're going to get hostile this week in the comments section. I know you're going to be chirping me on Twitter. I know, hell, it could be a violent week for us. But you know what? We love each other. It's baseball. We're playing sports. This is America. We could be in Afghanistan right now. Hey, back-to-back World War champs. Go Red Sox. That does it.
State of the Sox.
State of the Sox.